So in today's video, I'm going to share with you how I was able to find job very easily and turn what was very stressful for me into something really manageable. If you're tired of endlessly applying for jobs and hearing nothing back, this video is for you. I have never paid for any agent fee since I came to this UAE for these 6 jobs. Yeah, this has been my dream job. I was even slapped one time by an agent. I'll be breaking down the strategies that works for me, the tips that work for me, so that you also be able to implement it in your job hunting. So if that's what you're looking for, please stick to this video, and please make sure to like, subscribe and share this video to anyone that is looking for a job. Hi everyone, welcome back again. If this is your first time of seeing this face, once again please make sure to subscribe and like. And then without wasting my time, let's get right into the video. This video is going to be more about a story about me, but the point here is to tell you how I was able to find 6 to 7 jobs within about a year. So somewhere around last 3 years, last 3 years, I came to this UAE. I came here on the 1st of December 2021. Yes, 1st of December 2021. So this coming December, I am going to be exactly 3 years. So happy anniversary to me in advance. Yeah. So when I came, before I came to the UAE, I was pretty much afraid. I was very much afraid of not getting a job, entering into overstay, abscond and everything, because earlier I had some couple of friends, family members who had been here before and things were really tough for them. So I had that kind of fear in me. But when I came to the UAE, I think I came around, it was in December and it was holiday. It was within the period of the Independence Day, so it was a holiday. So when I came, I stayed home for like 5 days, 4-5 days, let me say maximum a week, before I started hunting for job after the holidays. And also my husband is here, so I had to stay at home for some time, even though I was scared of. I came first, I entered with 3 months visa first. That's what I came in with. That is because we had the idea. I came through my husband, by the way. We had the idea that maybe I come and I get a job and then I get sponsored by a company or something like that. That was the idea that we had earlier. So I came after a week. I started hunting for job. So the first tip that I'm going to talk about here is giving out CVs. This thing has helped me. Out of all the 6 tips, this is the highest tip I'll tell you. So giving out CV. So the first thing I did was, at that time I didn't know how to make a CV by myself. So I went to a typing center, printing press, whatever. I went and made a CV. I paid them 10 dirhams to make me a CV. They made for me different types of CVs. I didn't know I had to make one CV and put up my whole experiences in one CV. So I made security guard CV, I made cleaning CV, I made nanny CV. I was actually not having one particular job because I didn't have any skill. I was just looking for anything that comes up. So I had about 5 different types of CV. I remember even one time I went to a particular job, to a particular place to give out my CV, and I had only security guard CV, and I tried to give it to the guy just for my contact, and then give it to the manager just for my contact. And he was like, I told him, sorry, I don't have any cleaning CV with me right now. What I have is security guard. He was like, what, you have CV for each job you need or something? I said yes. And then I handed out my CV. So when I first came, I went to somewhere. They made for me a CV and I printed the first time I printed 25 copies. So where I live is very close to an industrial area. I live very close to industrial area 4, and that's where I'm working right now. So when I first came, after the 7 days of staying at home, I went out. I have a friend that works in that industrial area since I came. I actually came together with her. So she took me to the place to show me around, and then I started applying for jobs. So the application was, I just go inside, ask them if there is any vacancy If there is, I give my CV. If there is none, I don't waste my CV. So first I ask if there is a vacancy, and then I give her my CV. Yeah, so the second thing I did, whenever I give my CV, I go back there after 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, whenever there is time. If I have a place in mind to go give out CVs, I don't go to the previous place to ask. But let me say, this whole week I have given out CVs, and I want to go back. Whenever you give CVs, always go back, follow up. You always have to follow up. So if within a week I plan on places to go. Let's say, for example, this week I decide to go to Industrial Area 4. The next week I decide to go to Dubai Internet City. Another week I decide, oh, I know this restaurant, this place, they are hiring. Another time I decide to go to Landmark. You know, because of this job hunting, I know almost not a lot of places, but I know more places purposely because of this job hunting. Yeah, so whenever I give out CVs, I go back there and follow up. I ask, please, I gave my CV 3 days ago, 1 week ago. I'm just here to find out if there is any feedback from your hiring team. If there is none, okay. So after I give out CV to a particular place, after a month, I still go back there and give CV. What I have noticed since I started working, you know, where I'm working right now, I took CV there for about five times, more than 5 times. You know, when I came, I have gotten 5-6 jobs, and then quitted some of them. I left some of them. I was fired. So whenever I get fired, whenever I quit and I'm leaving, I go back to the places that I have applied for jobs already. Yeah, so the first place was when I got the job was I took CV there. The second place that I got a job, it was actually through my friend that I mentioned earlier, that we came together. She's already working at a particular place, so there is one shop that she was monitoring, and the place was empty. So there was a time, I don't know, that time I was very fat. So when I went there and I gave my CV, they said, oh no, there is no vacancy. But my friend is very slim, she's in shape. So she went there, and the boss was like, okay, let her come, I will see her. So what happened is, my friend went there, and then she asked if there is a vacancy, and the boss said, okay, let your sister come, I will see her and I know what to do. The next morning I went there. When she told me, I was very desperate. Like I told you earlier, when I was coming, I had this perception, I had this mindset that, oh, I don't want to enter overstay. So I was extremely excited. Before this, the first job, I had only worked there for 3 weeks. I had only worked there for 3 weeks, and then only 3 weeks I was actually fired. Yeah, so just 3 weeks and I was fired. Should I say I was fired? The only reason they gave me was the company was in debt, and they had to cut down the number of employees just to be able to keep up with the whatever. So this second one, when I went, the next day when I went, the boss saw me and was like, oh no, I have someone, I don't want to say that. Yeah, I have someone, she'll be starting today or tomorrow, so I'm sorry, I can't take you. So I was just sad. I was very sad. I was sitting there, and the man started, he saw some dust, and he started to clean. And I went up, I helped him to clean the dust, and he was like, I cleaned that. It was very dusty, and it was handicraft accessories for homes, so it was very dusty, and you have to take your time to clean. It was ceramic. Ceramic is like the plate that we all know ceramic, yeah, like a glass plate. Yeah, so this is not actually plate, it's like in animal forms. Yeah, so you have to take your time. So you can clean one for like 20 minutes, 15 minutes. So after cleaning one, the man was like, oh, you're very good, you've started working already, so you can go ahead and start. I was extremely excited. I landed on this job. So after 4 months, I worked there in February. I started working there in February 27. No, February 24th, I think. 26, 27, I don't know. In February, March, April, May, June, July, I was fired. Yeah, I was fired. I was actually fired. Let me tell you what got me fired. So this man, I was working with him. He was very nice. I won't be here and say anything bad about him. He was very nice, but he had an old employee. And you know, as at that time I was also looking for a job, because I had my husband had started applying for a visa for me. So I was also looking for jobs on the side during my break time and all that. So there was a time, I remember that day very well. It was 7th of July, June or July. It was a Saturday. I had gone to work, come home. We were very nice at work. I got home. I didn't even put my phone down. That day my husband had come home. Usually he comes home on weekends. I didn't even put my bag down and this man called me. I was like, why is he calling me at this time? I just left the showroom. Matilda, I am very sorry. My old employee has come back. Even though she's staying at home, but I'm still paying her, so please try to find a job. Come on Sunday or Monday and take your salary. I was shocked. I was completely shocked. I became very sad. I had to go take my money and then again stay at home. So the next job I got, I went whenever I am jobless, I have to again hunt for jobs. Again, I took out my CVs and going to the same area. I have worked in the same area for 4 times. This is my 4th time of working in that area. For this job right now, I've been there for some time now. Yeah, so let's move to the next story. Again, I went out to give out CV. You see that I told you that there is power in giving out CVs. Again, I went to the same area. One thing about this UAE is experience. I was supposed to tell you this from the beginning. Whenever you're writing CVs, whenever you are building your CV, that's why it's always better to make your CVs by yourselves. Or better still, when you go to make the CV, you ask them what to put on the CV. Even if you do not have any experience in the field where you are applying for the job. Example, I am right here. There is an industrial area near me. The industrial area is only for not that industrial area. The market I am working in is only for furniture. They need furniture, people with furniture experience, being in furniture sales, furniture whatever. But they need people with furniture. If you're looking for a sales job over there, they need you to have at least sales experience, especially when it comes to furniture. Yeah, so you have to be able to add something to your CV to make them know that you have the experience. This job that I worked before, those 3 continuous jobs are in the furniture market. So I had those companies on my CV. November Furniture, Arezzo Furniture, and then this 3rd one I'm coming to talk about. So from those 2 jobs, I was a cleaner. But on my CV, I made it a sales CV with those companies' name as me being a sales lady over there. So looking for this job, I was sharing CV up and down, and it was evening around 7:30, 8 o'clock. I was tired and I want to come home. I actually went with one lady, one of my co-tenants before. So we went there and I gave my CV to the old man. And he told me, where were you working earlier? The other lady didn't have any experience in the furniture market. They had to choose one of us, but I was the one that had experience in the furniture market. Yeah, so where did you work before? And I told him November Furniture and Arezzo Furniture. And he was like, go to that shop. My son is there. Go to him. Because that man cannot speak English very well enough to ask me questions. So I went to his son, and his son was like, how are you? I'm fine. You were working in Arezzo. He checked my CV. You were working in so and so shop. I said yes. Okay, how much was your salary over there? And I was like, I told him how much, but I didn't tell him exactly how much I was earning. I told him like double the amount I was earning there. And he was like, oh, I'm sorry. Here the salary is that time my family visa, not visa. Before I had visit visa, so at this time my visa was already out, the employment was already out, and is it employment, not employment, the first one that you get before you go for fingerprint and get the ID, yeah, it was already out. So I was on that 2 months. So I told him I had family visa, which means he doesn't have to make me a visa. Yeah, so you won't pay me the same amount as you're going to pay someone and make them visa. Yeah, so he was like, sorry, the salary here is not up to that. I actually gave him more than double of what I was earning there. So he told me, oh, it's 200 dirham to double of what I was earning there. I don't want to say the exact amount here. Yeah. And I was like, oh, I haven't seen this money before. I have never earned this money for myself before. I was so excited. I was really excited that day. Even though I was excited, but I didn't want to show him that I was excited. So he asked me a few questions, and guys, I did not have any idea about sales at that time, especially furniture sales. I did not have any idea about it. So since I have lied that I have the experience, I have to work very hard to meet up to that standard. Yeah, so I went there, and I started working the next day. But guys, the manager hated me so much. I don't know what I had done to the guy, but I have the idea that, you see, the first day that he saw me, when his dad employed me, the manager is the son of the owner, like it's kind of like family company. So the next day he saw me, I think he was told that they had hired someone. So he came, was like, because he doesn't speak English, so he needs someone who speaks Arabic and English. Hello, this is exactly what, hello, how are you? You speak Arabic? I said, no sir, I don't speak Arabic. Why? He was trying to ask me why they hired someone who doesn't speak Arabic. Why do they have to hire someone who doesn't speak Arabic? So from that day, I don't know if it's naturally like that, but from that day, I was never happy. But his brothers were very nice. They were very, 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 very nice. Yeah. So luckily for the first, I also worked there for like 3 weeks. I started on the 15th, and like, yeah, I worked there for 3 weeks, and I was able to make few sales. But because this guy didn't like me, at the end of the month, when I was getting my salary, he told me that, I'm sorry, we couldn't meet up with the target, so please back off. And that's how I was fired from that job. Let's go to the next one. So after this is when I went to the CNA course. Went to do the CNA course. I have a video about my CNA course on my YouTube channel. Please, I'll leave it in the description. Please go and watch it out, or maybe in the end screen, go and watch it out. From this, I didn't want to go back to earning cheap and earning small salaries. So I wanted to upgrade myself. I went for the CNA course. After the CNA course, again, I couldn't find jobs. Yeah, so again I started hunting for job, and I went to another industrial area. So this place, I found a Ghanaian manager, Mr. Anthony. If he's watching me, that guy, he's oh my god, I found a Ghanaian manager, and this guy was very nice. Actually, when I went to give out CVs, I didn't meet him there. So the next day, I think even that day, I was having data. That day he messaged me. I was like, you brought your CV to so and so. I'm a Ghanaian, and I know I will be able to do, I will do something to help you. I was like, thank you so much. I came home and I told my husband knew the guy, so he was he kept on checking up and, you know, pushing him a bit, you know. Yeah, so that's how I got that job also. For the next job, my husband's friend, when I came, literally everybody around my husband and the people I know, everybody I know knew that I was looking for a job. So whenever there is any link somewhere, they just tell me and I go try it out. Yeah, I didn't pay for any agent fee. I have never paid for any agent fee since I came to this UAE. For these 6 jobs, I never paid for any agent fee. Yeah, so the next one, my husband's friend had linked me to work in a restaurant. It was such a nice place, but also that time I was having my own visa. I'm still having my own visa, not own visa, I'm dependent on my husband, family visa. Yeah, but the salary was very bad, but I was managing it because I was living at home. The salary was really bad. Yeah, I was managing it because I didn't want to stay at home, and then, you know, you have children back home and stuff. Yeah, so while working that job, I was still looking for this current job. Yeah, so there was a new opening at my current place, and I was, in that time I was yeah, someone told me that there is a new opening. I was like, okay, let me go see. So after this restaurant duty finished at 6 o'clock, I came home and then went to that place to submit my CV. Luckily, this job, I had been to the shop for more than 5 times. Luckily, this time I met the manager, I met the owner, and then, oh my god, from that day they loved me till date. Yeah, so I met the owner, I met the manager, and then he was like, oh, I will call you back. I met the boss. The boss called me and he asked me a few questions, my experience. I told him where I was working. Still, I have this experience. Now I have 3 experience from Arezzo, from November, and from this last one that I told they were paying me double. So he you know, asked me a few questions, and then he said, okay, I'll call you back. For about 1 week, no one called me. 2 weeks, no one called me. I keep messaging him, asking him, is there any updates? And he was so nice. He was like, no, not yet, but I will see what I can do. I will call you if there is. That fateful day, I had gone to that restaurant job, and I was coming home in the car. I received his call. He was like, hello Matilda, have you found any job yet? I said, no sir. Okay, come now, let's speak. Yeah, this has been my dream job. Yeah, so I came directly from the car. I came directly to the showroom, and then I met the owner, I met his daughter, I met the manager, and then we spoke about everything. And then, yeah, I started working there as a cleaner. They hired me as a cleaner because that time the cleaner was supposed to resign. But after 3 months, I was promoted to be sales. Even though I didn't have much experience, but I had to learn a lot of things. I had to learn, and I'm still learning, and I am still working there. So the whole thing I have said today is not about how I left the job. It's not about how I was fired. It's not about anything. It's not about the good time. I am just trying to tell you how I was able to get these jobs without paying money to any agent in this country. Of course, when I came, I was even slapped one time by an agent simply because I was not able, simply because I chose not to give him my money, the money that he charged me. I would make this story another time. That guy slapped me. They were a group of people. There was Ghanaian, there was Nigerian, there were Uganda, like a group of Africans trying to scam their own African sister, my dear. So please, all that I have said in this video, try to extract something from them and implement it in your job hunting. I know it's not easy. It wasn't easy for me, and it's still not easy for me, but inshallah you'll find a job. Thank you very much for watching. Please make sure to subscribe to this channel, like this video, and share to anyone who is in this UAE, because I'm going to be bringing more and more of everything. Thank you very much. Bye. Mwah.